Hello everyone, Peter from the Gaming, and I think my dad will be joining me at some point. It is his birthday. He's posting right now. This is still probably pre-show. I may have to fast forward, but
So
Luke
I
Smith
was
walked on, so I paused
I was
it.
11 when you started the company, but you're not that much older.
It's them just talking. Yeah, it's just them talking. Cool.
It was just like what the
Yeah, it said Osiris on it. I thought it looked cool, and yeah, I bought it. I have no idea. Sadly, right?
Yeah,
I have no idea what it was.
Yeah, I still to this day I remember the sweatshirt, right?
Yeah,
and this
yeah.
is the moment. This is this moment that I became like aware that humans make these things, because otherwise it was like magic, right? Like,
right,
there's nothing
yeah.
there's nothing in 2004 about. Look at these developers making stuff that you care about. That's not like there wasn't really much of like the internet sucked too. Like you didn't have like, look, you can access these people and none of that. It was a totally different time. So I'm watching this documentary and this dude shows up and so the paraphrase is like like the cynical gamers who something doesn't grab us in 5 minutes. We're gonna turn it off. And it was like I was like, oh my god, it was like I was spoke to, and I have I'm like an English degree, like I can't make games, I couldn't write any couldn't write code or anything. I just remember feeling as like a player, like super duper spoke to in that moment. And so we come out of the building a game, like building it by yourself, and talk now about like the team has changed. Like building teams has changed. Like the way you think about building teams has changed. The way in the however many years I've been at Bungie now, in the fifth, like the way the company approaches building teams have changed. Let's go all the way back to Halo 2, like building the team for Halo 1 and Halo 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think if
damn.
like past Jason was here, he would disagree with a lot of stuff that I'm going to say, but I think compared to the intentionality that we, try, sometimes exhibit, know we should have about building teams and how important teams are.
What was that for?
Back then, it was almost just this, snowball that was rolling downhill of people who, liked our games and came to the company, and then it snowball rolled a little faster, and it was just a bunch of people trying to do their best, trying to recreate the feelings that they had, when they played games. And you can get pretty far on passion and talent, but it sometimes makes things really hard when you're not being thoughtful about the organization of the team, the design of the product relative to the resources and time you have. And yeah, it made Halo 2 super challenging for a bunch of reasons, but yeah, I don't know. I guess that's and past Jason would tell me like, you're an idiot. We were thinking about all that stuff. You just had to learn. But like when I look back, like he wasn't thinking about that stuff.
What was he thinking about?
I mean, he was just thinking about the game. But I mean, I don't know. I always
I might
think.
need you to give me a small band.
I mean, I think my past self is like not really that sharp, because I mean, every year we've learned so much. I feel, and so I look back and I think that that guy must be an idiot. Because look at all the stuff I learned just this year on Halo 1. Like I didn't know anything. But I go back and I found one of the notebooks from Halo 1. Like that guy wasn't an idiot. Like I mean, there's stuff that he didn't know, but there's a lot of like super interesting exploration and thought and like possibilities that didn't end up in the game in there. And yeah, so I don't know what to make of that, because I feel like I've learned so much, but when I go back, I'm sort of like blown away by, what was happening in my mind. Yeah.
It's pretty embarrassing when I think about I think about my life in terms of decades and like what are like the big lessons from the decades. And when I like articulate one of the like a lesson from my 30s, it's like so embarrassing. Give me one from yours.
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, I started Destiny 1 not understanding the value of having at least somebody on the team who cares more than anybody else about what the team is missing, what the team isn't admitting, who on the team isn't talking to each other, where on the team is our dreams incompatible with the calendar, or our dreams incompatible with our ability, or our dreams incompatible with the hardware that we need to run on. And I
That's something
saw
no man's sky could
production
benefit
as,
from.
you know, a calendar and a schedule.
Someone on their team to
And
tell them what
it's true that a
was actually
schedule
capable on their
is
deadline.
a thing that you use to sort of test people's understanding of reality, in the sense of, you know, can the things we want to do fit in the time that we think we
I don't think the
have, and how
hardware
are we tracking against that?
Was gonna be
But I
able
saw
to
it as
keep
like
up
an
with what No
end
Man's
in
Sky
itself,
wanted.
and of course it irritated me.
Especially
and I,
not on their
you know, didn't pay attention
time.
to it. But God, like embracing all that stuff is a thing that will be, yeah, front and center in anything that I
Yeah,
do.
it's
Yeah,
tiny.
anything I do in the future.
It's just
I
I
think
don't
it's
wanna
making
start
sure
having
everyone on the
blood.
team has an objective understanding of reality and doing anything you can to fix it when that isn't true. I didn't understand that when I started Destiny 1. Destiny 1 made me understand that.
So what I want to talk about now is where computers are heading. Where's it going?
AR is going to be the thing that displaces mobile. Like I'm so sure of that. I'm so sure we're all going to be wearing glasses, and all the TVs are going to go in a landfill. All those companies are going to go out of business. All the cracks in our ceiling are going to get fixed in our glasses. Like so many people are going to end up with virtual pets and windows out to the Taj Mahal or the Eiffel Tower, and maybe it'll be 20 years. Like I think it's going to be a lot sooner than that, and I think it's going to be really interesting. And when it happens, like the reason that you're going to know it's going to take over the whole world is everybody's going to laugh at it. Like everybody's going to think it's ridiculous. When the iPhone, you know, came out, the stuff people were saying to like not admit that they were holding like a, you know, chunk of the sun in their hands that was going to change the world. Like the stuff people said was ridiculous.
I can see
And people are going to do that again.
No, there's
and the
not
other
a chat.
interesting thing about
I can see it on the computer.
AR is if you have AR, you have to have local compute because you need high frame rate. You need to be able to render all kinds of crazy stuff like right there, like, you know, within 2 feet of your body. Yeah, which means I think all the cloud computing stuff totally going to happen, absolutely going to be a thing. But we're not going to transition fully to, you know, thin client. But yeah, those would be my two predictions. Local compute never goes away. AR displaces mobile, like 100%.
Yeah.
So on a long enough horizon, how are we going to get ready for that? we got, yeah, like the.
It's fine.
It's a great question, and I think
It's
the
not that
answer
big
is
a deal that you get
like
here.
we
Like,
are
there's
we
still
already
time,
are.
and you
Like
could
I
pop
don't
in
think what's going to
literally
happen
whenever
is
you wanted.
there's going to be a whole new slew of games that can only happen in AR. I mean, there's definitely going to be
Right now
some,
they're talking about AR.
but I think in a lot of cases what's going to happen is
A lot.
people are going to throw away their TV and have a way bigger TV, or they're going
Makes me
to
wonder
go
if
to a
they're
totally
trying to
virtual
expand
space that has a
into some
bigger,
game.
you know, screen, and they might play some tabletop or strategy games in a different way. But I think people are always going to be playing first-person shooters, you know, with some kind of input device
They're talking about
on like
the
a virtual,
glasses like Google
you know,
tried to
window
point.
in their visual field. And so I think a bunch of the stuff that we're
Kinda.
great at
You know,
doesn't,
did you know the Google glasses?
get tipped over
They're
by this.
talking about
I think
stuff
we're
like
great
that.
All right, so let's go all the way back.
They did.
Bungie games, someday.
They also were ahead
Not
of their time.
company's still there, but I think a lot
To be
about my
fair.
life through the lens of what would go on my tombstone. I just do. I think it's like, I think it's like completely busted. I don't think it's like a thing a normal, like reasonably
They came out
sane
at a
human
time when
being would do.
components were so
But I think it's a
expensive
simple way of
to make something
summarizing
like that,
your
that no one wanted to
existence,
buy
and it's
it.
the acknowledgement that,
So no one saw
that these
the potential.
existences sometimes come to an end.
So they failed.
The question I
when
want to ask
the
is
parts
about
aren't getting cheaper.
Bungie's epitaph. What is that simple distillation of what Bungie is? The
There's also
tombstone-worthy
been
distillation.
advancements since then to give.
I was on the
higher
271 coming back across the
specs.
bridge
It's
home.
a constant struggle.
One night on the bus, and these
There
two
was a way I
guys
saw it
in front of
so
me were
beautifully
talking,
put.
you know,
You
at
don't
first
wanna
about
get a part when it
college.
just
Like they were
comes
they were
out because
they were
it's
older, but
expensive.
they'd obviously
But
like
you don't
gone to
wanna
college
get a part
together,
that's
and
too
I think they
old
worked
because it's
together.
just as expensive
And
as
at some point they
obsolete
started
tech.
talking about Halo, and I think it was Halo 2 for them, and
Some of it, like if
they
it's a very
weren't really
specialized
talking
thing,
about
it's
how
hard to
much
find for a
Halo
specialized, like,
meant to them.
motherboard,
They
for
were talking
example.
about, and they
only
weren't really
run for
talking about how
some
much they meant to each other,
hardware.
but that's what they were doing, is they were sharing those
Beginning.
stories of, you know, where they were and what they were doing and how they were
Yeah.
how they were feeling.
But
and,
when it comes to components and
you know,
machines,
that moment,
like from a manufacturer standpoint,
that's like still keeping me going. I mean, that might fuel me for the rest of my life. And it's not the only time that's happened.
from a manufacturing standpoint,
But you get a
eventually
few
the
of those,
upgrade
and
becomes the standard
that's
to
all
work
I
on.
want. It's just people sharing memories in
It's the same thing when
an
new consoles come
experience
out.
that wouldn't have existed without
Like I'm pretty sure
you
flight
bleeding
simulators,
buckets of blood into
if it
the whatever
can't even run on the
code
original, I
or
don't think it
design
runs
or
well.
something like that. That's what. Yeah, two people having an experience that they wouldn't have
I'm
had.
not completely sure if it functions.
If you hadn't created, what you created, like
That's what I mean.
I don't know. That's what matters. That's what matters to me.
Which, I mean, it makes sense.
We're
like,
done.
At least they didn't launch it in a very bad
We're just going right into like the trailer, huh?
state. That's allowed.
This is what I brought you
It
here
just
to
doesn't work.
see.
Beyond light!
Stasis is just a tool.
It's an ice tornado, dude.
That was the sickest thing I've ever seen.
I'm in space! It's freaking Aldrin!
Bow.
What the heck?
What's those baby falling? They're so cute! No.
Together, we are enough.
I'm gonna shoot you with 6 anarchies. You're gonna sprint at that Gorgon. Run, run. Godspeed, little doodle. Run, run.
Alright. The 10-second countdown. Feels like it's moving faster than 10 seconds, though.
Welcome, Guardians. This year, we're celebrating
They
our
have to have a
journey with
disclaimer
you.
that they've all
Whether
been
you joined us
vaccinated.
30 years ago, or if it just started today. This game is in our blood. The Destiny team is full of Destiny fans.
Alright, let's see
Folks who
what we can
came here
see.
because Destiny was
That's
their
a
favorite
rocket
hobby.
launcher.
Folks who log out from work in the evening and log in to play with their
Looks like a
clan.
finisher.
The team we have today is committed to relentlessly upgrading this game that we all love. We aren't happy with just
Is that
another
Nostri?
mission. Instead, we want to push the limit of quality you can expect in an action MMO with uniquely Destiny experiences like Expunge and Presage. We are committed to delivering the best mission content that you can play in any game with a friend and having the best feeling action game, period.
And this shows through in the passion that we see for Destiny 2. Since we declared independence 2 years ago, the Destiny community has grown by over 20 million new players. And it continues to grow
I mean, that
faster than we
also
ever could
might
have predicted.
have something to do with the
We're
game going
grateful
free-to-play.
to be a part of this amazing growing community that you all
Just
have
maybe.
created. You represent Destiny. You help make it better every year, and you are so welcoming and supportive of every new Guardian that sets foot in the tower.
And only a handful of us are going to be up here today. Most of them are in their homes, at their desks, working hard to bring the next part of Destiny to life. It's a huge honor representing such an incredible team and introducing the next chapter of Destiny 2. So, without further ado, this is the Witch Queen.
Witch Queen. Nothing seasonal lost yet. Alright, let's see where we're at. Hoping Old Chicago, but that's not sounding like what we're gonna be getting. She has wings. Look at insect.
Truth
It's a funny thing.
is a funny thing. Does it live in the world? Or in the mind? Is it constant? Or can it be bent? Who decides what is true? In this universe of light and dark,
Why are there so many ghosts?
there is no greater power. Tell me, little lights. What is your truth now?
Oh wait, did she make a bunch of... Oh, that's not good. So she manufactured their own ghosts to get to the enemy Earth.
Hey, everybody!
Hey.
I think I'm in camera.
Oh, okay. Well. Not what I want. There we go. First. Oh, they have the light now.
Ah, 222.
February.
Hey. Okay, thank you.
Oh my God, James. Savathun is serious. I think she's the most dangerous villain we've faced yet.
7 years we've been building up to this moment, and she is finally stepping into the spotlight and showing us who she really is. What we know about light and darkness is proving to be way more complex than what we previously thought. There are so many lies, truths, and revelations that we're going to get to in The Witch Queen and the year leading up to it. I mean, we're paying off these narrative threads that go all the way back to Destiny's origins, and we're supporting it with the best content that Destiny has to offer.
Definitely. And we've got a lot of awesome content to show today.
Okay,
Let's start with the most mysterious destination yet.
Savathun's Throne World. This is an uncharted wonderland of secrets and lies. It's this place that she's created in her own image, this surreal and majestic, light-blessed world. She has this castle that she rules from. It overlooks this dark, swampy underbelly with this lone pyramid ship out there. It's the future world she wanted to create, built atop the darkness that she left behind.
And Throne Worlds, they're a deep part of Destiny lore. Powerful entities create these pocket universes, and when we're there, we have to play by their rules.
But now, our own light powers are being used against us. I mean, she has this whole army of Hive that she's ascended to the light and brought along with her. These are the Hive Guardians, and they are the backbone of her new army.
She's like just keeps shoving.
We've talked a lot. Let's show a little. Let's take the first ever look at the Witch Queen gameplay.
Oh, gameplay.
Gameplay.
World premiere.
Savathun,
Pre-alpha
the Witch
footage.
Queen. Hive god of cunning and lies. After the death of her brother Oryx, Savathun went into hiding. Not out of fear, of course,
Fear never.
but out of strategy. In her greatest trick yet, stealing our most sacred resource. The one thing we thought she could never touch. The light.
Yeah, I mean, technically, no matter if you die, there's technical. Yeah, it's a fight. I like this fight. When do I get to play the fight? February? Oh, you have to crush your ghosts in order to keep them from respawning, I'm assuming.
I cannot wait just to reach out and just
I'm curious
crush
if
a
that's gonna
Hive
be
ghost in
just
my
the
hand.
major
Yeah, I mean,
enemies, or
we've
if
been
it's going to
defined
be
by the light for so
every
long.
single
This is
one.
uncharted territory for us. I mean, we're in strange new places, like the Throne
Because
World.
every single
It's
one just seems like a
haunting,
bit
but it's
tedious to watch.
gorgeous.
It's beautiful. There's a lot to love. There's a few things we saw in the trailer that we haven't talked about yet.
Savathun and her Lucent Brood. This is the biggest threat Guardians have faced yet, so we need to find new weapons to match their power.
Oh, you know what?
The Glaive. I love this thing. It's brutal and
It's
elegant.
supposed to
It's this new energy weapon
craft
with
things.
melee abilities, mid-range projectiles, and defensive capabilities. It's our first ever first-person melee weapon, and it is such an awesome tool for the battlefield.
Yeah. Everything else goes in the third person.
The Glaive feels so good. Just jump in and
Something they're
unleash
having
these
fixed,
brutal melee combos and transition right to an energy blast.
And also now, because of
It's really powerful and has a lot of utility.
sit around
So,
corners.
we've told you about what the Glaive can do. Now let's talk about how you're gonna get your hands on one. These weapons don't come out of chests at the end of missions, and you're not gonna find one roaming around the Throne World. Your first Glaive is not going to be found. It's going to be built.
Yes, weapon crafting is coming to Destiny 2.
Fortnite.
Now, chasing weapons has been an integral part of the Destiny Pursuit game since the beginning. And over the years, we've added more deterministic paths to get the rolls that you want on guns. Think things like Umbral Engrams and the Raid Chest.
Weapon crafting unlocks the freedom to choose all that and more. It gives us ultimate control over the guns. Now, this is a combat-focused crafting and progression system. That means the more you use these weapons, the more objectives you complete with them, the more you'll level them up, and the more powerful they grow over time. And at launch, here's the awesome thing. You'll be able to craft all Throne World weapons, new raid weapons, and the seasonal weapons. There's just a ton of stuff to do in this system. And the Witch Queen is just the beginning of weapon crafting. We have plans to add more craftable weapons, both legacy and new, throughout the year.
We've seen and we've talked about a lot of really cool features, but let's get right into the meat of it. Let's talk about the Witch Queen campaign.
Is that cosplay or is it free?
I love campaigns. They've always been a cornerstone of the Destiny experience. They're rich, deep stories interwoven with big combat sequences and memorable characters. They take us to remote worlds in an ever-changing universe. And so we're putting extra care into the campaign for the Witch Queen. We want you to feel those goosebumps when you step onto the Throne World for the first time and come face to face with Hive Guardians.
We don't know.
And every one of the missions has its own unique fantasy. Like, what does it feel like to storm a castle or just go straight into the depths of hell?
If you like games with standalone campaigns like Doom, Titanfall 2, God of War, and Halo, then the Witch Queen is for you.
Did you say Halo and the Witch Queen's for you?
So, in addition to our classic normal mode, Legendary is our tougher, aspirational version of the campaign, where the enemies hit harder and respawning is heavily restricted. So every battle is a gut punch. Every boss is a worthy adversary. It's gonna hurt. You might tap out. But if you persist and you get to the end, your time will be well rewarded.
Whether you want to play solo or with a fire team, the difficulty will scale based on how many people you bring. Before we go, one last trip down memory lane. I remember camping out the Predator for Destiny 1 because I just had to have the Ghost. To me, it was like the symbol of Destiny. And if you care about that stuff like me, you're going to want to get your hands on the Collector's Edition because you're going to get a Hive Buddy to go up on the shelf with it.
Hey, buddy. Like a physical.
Wow, that was so cool.
Oh,
I'm
man.
so excited for this one. And that's not even everything that's in there too.
I know. Those are the hero items, and they're, I think, one of the best ones that we've ever done. Collector's editions have always been like this really perfect jumping point to enter the worlds that we build. And actually lifting like in-world objects and putting them in players' hands is just, it's just a good feeling.
We don't just put random items. Everything in there means something, and it helps push the narrative. And there might be some puzzles to unlock in there as well.
Someone say puzzles?
Turn the light on.
It'll probably be ARG.
So at this point, you can see Savathun has been one of our greatest threats, operating behind the scenes for years.
You may have heard of her brother, the Taken King, but Savathun is the most dangerous being we've ever faced. She's cunning, elusive, she works in the shadows, so in a way, Savathun is new to all of us.
Exactly, and now it's time to finally see this legend reveal herself and change the Destiny universe forever.
But when we talk about the overarching story of Destiny, we don't just mean the plot lines or characters that feature release to release.
Narrative is a guiding force in Destiny, and we're calling on its rich history of world building, bringing that to the forefront and growing it in a bold new direction. So when you join the game today, you'll experience an immediate call to action alongside millions of your fellow Guardians.
During this past year, we watched the results of your actions play out across Destiny's seasonal releases. You've redeemed old foes, brought former enemies to the bargaining table, learned that there's always more than one side to every story, and built alliances no one ever thought possible.
And on the largest scale, you'll experience a vast, living, interconnected world of stories that's striving to a greater end.
We need you, Guardian.
You'll experience this alongside a massive community of Guardians, release after release, together. This is our universe's cosmic purpose. This 10-year journey we've been on since Destiny 1, it's drawing to its dramatic conclusion. The Light and Darkness saga will end. But make no mistake, Destiny 2 will not. We're building not so much to an ending, but more to this transformative moment for Destiny 2's future.
Last year, we announced The Witch Queen and the following expansion, Lightfall.
And now we're excited to announce the release after Lightfall, the final chapter in the Light and Darkness saga, Destiny 2, the final shape. It's going to be one wild, continuous ride.
Yes, and that ride starts with Season of the Lost. Not only is it the prologue to The Witch Queen, it's your first opportunity to interact with Savathun. But rather than spoil it for you, why don't we take a look?
Spoiling's fine. The pace bit link's already
If we are
out.
to survive the coming storm, the tower and the dreaming city must stand united.
Speaking of leaks, did you hear about the Spider-Man movie?
Got one.
We
No,
are surrounded.
all three Spider-Man.
A ring of spears pointing inward from
previous
the
two
edges of our
Spider-Man.
system.
Tobey Maguire and the other guy. Like all three together.
Yeah, they're so true.
The Witch Queen is no less dangerous now than she has ever
Hey,
been.
it's Mara.
We must uncover whatever secrets she knows with the time that
Disappeared.
we have.
That's all. Ham's no reach.
Relight the pathways of the Ascendant Plane and guide my people back to me.
Let my people go.
There is a malevolent force at work in this plane, Guardian.
Nature's Cypher. What is that thing?
It looks like a
Lauren. What is this thing?
Your knack for violence is needed.
Yep.
What else is Disney Plus?
Stadia, PlayStation, Xbox. And PC. Hey, the
No. Chill. It's okay, princess.
Perhaps with them, I can save us all.
It's okay, girl. I know you were sleeping.
Seasons have gone through massive transformations since Shadowkeep. We're dedicated to creating an evolving, interconnected world that puts your Guardian at the center of the action. We're reaching the end of one journey and the beginning of another.
The days of Destiny's biggest story moments happening in lore pages is long gone. I mean, Mara's return has been hinted at forever, and now it's happening in a season. One of the changes I'm most excited about are the updates to the light subclasses every season in Year 5 of Destiny 2. We're adding aspects and fragments similar to Stasis. We'll be starting with the Void subclass update that goes live alongside the Witch Queen. But the Witch Queen is only the beginning of what's to come, and Season of the Lost is the prologue to that story. It starts off with Marasov's return to the Dreaming City, and with her return, all the awoken technology comes alive.
But the Hive God of War, Xivu Arath, has reemerged and has Guardians and Mara in her sights. Guardians must forge a path through the Ascendant Plane to save Mara's lost coven of witches before Xivu Arath can reach them. And to aid you in this task, you'll have the Wayfinder's Compass.
The time
I'll
is
just
at
show off all
hand.
the stuff I got.
Beacons shine bright and the ley lines are set in place.
It's an ancient awoken artifact that gives the wielder the power to uncover pathways, secrets, and treasures within the Ascendant Plane.
There's a plethora of new weapons coming, including a suite of legendary stasis guns that will stop your enemies cold.
You happy girl again.
The armor makes you feel like you're a member of Queen Mara's court.
And no season is complete without new exotics, and Season of the Lost features one once intended for Uldren. Let's take a moment to talk about Trials. So Trials of Osiris is the endgame aspirational PvP activity and more popular than ever. Two of the biggest asks from our community have been adding anti-cheat and adding matchmaking. In Season of the Lost, we're doing both.
We've partnered with
That's
BattleEye to
matchmaking.
soft launch the anti-cheat software when Trials goes live on September 10th.
Also, you'll be able to matchmake with groups of players to form fire teams or solo queue by yourself. And we've remixed how rewards are distributed to give all players the opportunity to earn some of the best weapons and coolest armor in the game.
That's right. We're shifting away from winning matches as a primary way to earn loot, and instead, winning individual rounds and completing matches will allow you to earn some rewards. But going flawless hasn't changed. So if you want to flex those PvP skills, the flawless chest will still be the only place to earn adept trials weapons and unique cosmetics. All right, so the next chapter in Destiny begins right after this stream with Season of the Lost. Return to the Dreaming City with Marisov and learn the mystic art of wayfinding.
I'm so excited crossplay is going live today.
And today is your first opportunity to jump into Destiny with friends on any platform from all over the world, playing together.
Here we go. Halo. Yeah, sorry. Starting to feel it. Sorry. I don't want an apology from you. I want an apology from your aunt.
Hey, you hurt Peter.
Can I get an apology? She's just giving me side eye. That's not food. I heard it's gonna bite.
Your day on me.
It's
my first vlog.
Someone got
That's my
their
first
teeth a little
team.
deep
Oh.
in my hand.
Oh, Xbox.
Because I had her donut.
As a company that prides itself on taking care of its employees and their significant others and their communities and those who are in need,
Donut and sunk into me.
it's pretty devastating as we look at the racism in America. And our intention is to do better.
What?
And to leave the world in a better place. We want to be a part of that social change. Fuck racism.
So
We
they're
don't just stop
supporting
with the
Marxist
games that we make,
racist
but we
groups?
really utilize the successes that we've seen
Horrible.
to be able to give back in an even greater capacity that spans beyond just the gaming industry.
Foundation, thank you.
Pressing button.
We're live!
Destiny servers are live. This adventure has begun. It's awesome to have you here.
This game is going to single-handedly destroy my social life, and I can't wait.
All right, Guardian. Time to kick him where it hurts.
This is going to hurt. A lot.
This is great. Anyone want a hug? Hugs? No? No hugs.
Nathan Fillion.
Yep.
Is he coming back or?
No. What you saw when he was on the ground with the guy saying he's gonna hurt a lot was when they killed him.
How do you follow that?
That was
Wow.
2 years ago?
30 years. And I remember when Halo first launched, and my friends and I completed the entire campaign in a single epic play session. And as the credits rolled, I knew that Bungie had transformed console gaming forever, and that I would be a lifelong fan.
Yeah, it changed how we played games too. I remember getting together with friends for Halo weekend LAN parties. We had so much fun. And 30 years of Bungie games is something special. It's something worth celebrating together. So we're going to have a party in Destiny 2.
didn't explain.
Starting this December, we are launching the Bungie 30th Anniversary Celebration in Destiny 2. Free for all players, the 30th Anniversary Celebration will offer a new 6-player matchmade activity, secrets to unravel, and rewards that commemorate our long and storied history together.
And that's just the beginning. In addition to the free event, players can also purchase the Bungie 30th Anniversary Pack that includes a new treasure-themed 3-player dungeon set on the Cosmodrome within the fabled Loot Cave. Players will plunder its depths to discover an exciting new Thorm-inspired armor set and fan-favorite Destiny 1 weapons like Izaluna and Thousand Yard Stare. It even has the Claymore sword from Myth.
Purchasing the pack unlocks a range of awesome Bungie-themed armor ornaments and cosmetics to collect, including ornament sets inspired by the Bungie 30th Anniversary Celebration and Marathon. But the dungeon holds one more secret. The crown jewel of its weaponry is a Destiny 1 classic. Gjallarhorn is making its long-awaited debut in Destiny 2.
We're going to take its iconic status to the next level. Galley has been carefully updated for the Destiny 2 sandbox.
So, this December, join your friends and collect exclusive rewards during the Bungie 30th Anniversary Celebration.
But the party isn't only happening in Destiny 2. We've partnered with Nerf Limited to create a functional, dart-firing Gjallarhorn. We'll have more on that soon.
And that's not all. Here's a look at some of the incredible loot we've made over the years and a sneak peek of what's coming up.
How are they gonna do? They're just gonna get like a massive foam ball, put it in the Gjallarhorn. I've never seen a Nerf rocket launcher.
Wow, Lorraine, I can't believe we're celebrating Bungie's 30th anniversary.
30 years.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, look, think of all the games and products that have come out over these years.
Yeah, starting Operation Desert Storm, Pathways into Darkness, Marathon, Myth, Oni, Caleb, and Destiny. 7 years of Destiny. It's an amazing journey.
To be fair, Atari's made
So excited. You know, we have a lot of really cool stuff coming up and a lot of other things in the works, of course, as always. But, I mean, what do we have? We have the Fallen Captain statue, which is incredible.
And then we have the helmet, the Celestial Night.
That thing is so cool.
Yeah. And my favorite, the Arcadia jump ship.
Yeah, I get goosebumps just thinking about that. You know, it really gives me that nostalgia from Destiny 1. So I think it's a great way that we're going to celebrate not only Bungie's 30-year heritage, but the 7-year heritage of Destiny. And it definitely gives you the feels.
Bankrupt multiple times, and then they've gone back and bought the rights back to the game. It's almost like they go bankrupt so they don't have to pay borrow. And they just keep re-releasing the same games on the systems.
Thank you for being on this journey with us, whether it started this year or 30 years ago.
We've just started talking about the Witch Queen today. You've got our first peek at weapon crafting, our definitively Destiny campaign, the glaive, and a year full of updates to all our light-based subclasses. All of this and more is coming alongside Savathun's long-awaited arrival front and center to the Destiny universe. The Witch Queen marks an acceleration in our story heading towards the conclusion of the Light and Dark saga, and we're so excited for everyone to join us on this epic adventure in the Witch Queen, Lightfall, the Final Shape, and beyond.
I mean, if you wanted.
And the Witch Queen's going to kick off another amazing year of Destiny with 4 great seasons packed with all of the narrative, events, and rewards that you've come to expect from us. But there's even more coming next year than just our new seasons. The deluxe edition of the Witch Queen will also include 2 brand new dungeons to be released in 2022. And we're also going to be remastering another classic Destiny 1 raid and releasing it free for all players.
This means going forward, starting this December with our 30th anniversary event, there will be a new piece of raid or dungeon content in the game every 3 months. In 2022, we will also be adding legacy rotations for raids and dungeons, meaning every week there will be new ways to earn rewards in both the latest and greatest content and raids and dungeons from the past. If you love amazing in-game content, we want to prove that no other game offers more quality and more variety than Destiny 2.
We hope that you've enjoyed a look into the future of Destiny 2. Witch Queen pre-orders are available wherever you play Destiny. Crossplay is live on all devices, and Season of the Loft kicks off today.
So then you have to
see you in game.
You don't have to. You can get through it just fine.
No, but I'm saying if you PvP, then you have to buy Victory.
Oh no. You can take. You can take the lowest rarity weapon in a game, and if it's a sniper,
what is true?
Just as well as
Tell
it's still a one-shot headshot. It doesn't matter. Amos's values are.
What is your truth now?
And the purpose.
The Witch Queen is no less dangerous now than she has ever been. Prepare for what is inevitably to come.
I think we're just wrapping this up.
Should be, maybe.
It says thank you, so I think that's it.
It's been a slow morning, so.
Sorry.
Here,
Alright.
I would do this one and then.
It is pausing on the controller.
This is hot.
Alright, everybody, that is the Destiny 2 Showcase, August 24th, 2021. As you know, Peter is only Destiny. We were just talking about maybe doing some more Destiny. He does lots of live streams on Twitch, but probably try to make some videos,
Which,
get the content, like the story content
does
on
bring
YouTube.
up that I will be streaming very soon.
Yes, in fact, he's going to be going up to get about half an hour streaming over on Twitch. So we're going to be wrapping this up here. I'd like to thank everyone for watching.
So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Bye!
And Superstars Princess.